Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Water Cooler Conversations, where us online business owners get to gather together around our virtual water cooler and talk all things business. And today what I want to talk to you about is community. And community is such a big piece of why I do Water Cooler Conversations. Because the reality is one of the biggest challenges we face as business owners is isolation, is the fact we don't have our water cooler anymore. But before I get too far, quick introductions. If this is the first time we've met, I'm Jocelyn Mozak. I am a WordPress website developer, agency owner, and I also coach other freelancers in setting up and running a successful business. Along with that, I'm a speaker. And I mention all these things because these all tie in together to what I want to talk about today, which is community. And the specific community I want to talk about is one that has touched my life, which is WP Elevation. Now, WP Elevation is a group of over 800 WordPress developers, freelancers, agency owners, people who are just starting out, people who have been doing this longer than I have. And I'm starting to move into the 10 to 11 year mark, okay? And what's so cool about this is a community where we are able to come together and support each other. Now, I don't think I realized how good I had it until I was presenting at a WordCamp. So I myself, my story is I've been a freelancer. I started with WordPress about 10 years ago, and I was a solo business owner for the first 5 years and then slowly grew my team in the last 5. And about 3 years ago, I was introduced to WP Elevation, run and founded by Troy Dean, by my now project manager, but then good friend, Phyllis Benson. And she said, you got to check this out. And I remember looking at it, I think it was around $1,500 or $2,000 to join. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. But there was this 30-day guarantee. So I'm like, all right. And I'll tell you, as soon as I got in there within the first week, I knew I was in the right place. And this was the investment for me. Fast forward 3 years, I'm still there. And one of the things I find is when we're in something that's amazing, we tend to forget just how amazing it is until we share with others. So I'm speaking, hey Joy, I'm speaking next week at another WordCamp in Minneapolis. And I'm going to be talking about exactly this, how to go from having a successful freelancing sort of solo company and growing, if you want to, into an agency. And one of the key pieces to doing that, I think, is really surrounding yourself with peers. And for me, WP Elevation was exactly that. And I actually am going to be highlighting them in my talk, along with other things that I think are essential when you want to grow, or even if you don't grow, because one of the things I find growing into an agency forces you to do is find all the holes in your systems. And so things that you need to be an agency are actually things that make your freelance business work a heck of a lot better. But I remember the last time I was giving this talk, people in the audience were asking me, well, how did you hire your first person? You know, you brought on your team. And I started sharing exactly Joy Community. I started sharing all the systems and processes and things I did. And I realized I didn't invent that. I had learned that from another member within the community. And then they were asking me, what happens if a project, like it's something you've never dealt with before, or you get a project that, you know, you kind of outgrown or it's not your specialty. And I'm like, well, you just connect with your community. And I was amazed how many people in the WordPress space didn't have this community. And it made me realize just how blessed I was. So WP Elevation was founded about 5 years ago, possibly more, Troy would have to correct me, by Troy Dean, because he really saw a hole, a need, because we start our businesses knowing what we love, knowing what we're good at. And we do it, but we don't know how to run a business. We don't know how to communicate with clients. We don't know this whole systems and processes and, you know, figuring out how to be profitable. We're just like trying to find clients, forget like the rest of it. And he realized that this was something he was good at, and he had successfully created an agency and a successful freelancing business. And he wanted to give back. He wanted to share. And so when I joined 3 years ago, there was probably about 200-300 people in the community. And now, as I said, it's grown to 800. And those are the active members. I'm pretty certain they've had almost 3,000 to 4,000 people go through the program. And it's incredible. His courses have a 70% completion rate, which is unheard of. And, it's his mission. I know I've spoken with him. Troy is an amazing man. It is his mission to really give back to the freelancing space so that we all can have businesses that thrive. It's one of the reasons I love speaking at WordCamps. I love giving back. It's why I love coaching. But I mentioned this community piece because, frankly, I think we need community at every step of our business. Just today, I was realizing I'm like, oh, I need to work on getting, more reviews online so I look better, for prospective people to hire me and all that stuff. And I could reinvent the wheel, but instead I hopped into the group and I said, okay, guys, quick, who here has a good system for getting reviews? And already 2 people have popped up with like, boom, here's the emails I sent. Here's how I do it. Talk about priceless. And so, this is a little, I don't know if this is coming off a little jumbled. I think I'm speaking a little fast because I'm very excited. But I just, it was kind of between my preparing my speech for next week and my experience that I just really felt the need to jump on and leave you with this message. If you are in my space and you are a WordPress developer and you have not checked out WP Elevation, do it. And if you need a link, just PM me, I will give it to you, because having the support to be able to go in and say, I am kicking butt today, or I am under my desk today, or how the hell do I do this? There are no words. You cannot put a price on that. It's just amazing. And I am sure that as much as I found this in my own community, I encourage all of you to go out and find this in your own, because having an online business can be isolating. And struggling and figuring things out on your own, it's overrated. So I would just plant the seed of, if you haven't already, put your feelers out and see if there isn't an online community. And if there isn't one, make one. I remember actually Troy again was sharing one of the things he did when he started his business a long time ago was he started a meetup, because you know what? He wanted to get the heck out of his office. He wanted to go have drinks, and it was just a bonus if people showed up and hung out with him. And lo and behold, he started having this meetup, and he was going to have either take himself out for drinks or have someone else with him for drinks, but either way, he was going for drinks. And it grew into this community and grew. So if you need something and it's not there, look for it or build it. Because if you're feeling that need, you're not the only one. And again, community, community, community. We need each other. It's one of the reasons I jump on and do this, because I need you guys. I need to connect. I need to make an impact as well. So that's just what I wanted to share. I know I've been really quiet over the summer. I actually have been posting about it in the last couple of days. Summer's been crazy. You may have seen my photos of going up to Canada, and I'm speaking next week at a WordCamp and had some really big clients, and I've just gotten really overwhelmed. And I'll probably hop on next week and talk about the joys of juggling balls and the fact that we all juggle so many balls in our business, and we're going to put some on the floor, and that's okay. And so unfortunately, coming online for live has gone on the floor for a little bit. I'm happy to be doing it again, Joy, too, and I'm loving that you are back daily, because you are impacting my life that way as well. But as you know, Joy, sometimes you have to put a couple balls intentionally on the floor and say, you know what, only so much is going to fit right now, and I need to prioritize. But as we move into fall, kids are going to get back into school, hoping to get some of those things back in place, and I'm hoping to connect with you guys. And as I do that, I love to come on and I can talk to myself till I'm blue in the face, but I would like to know, what do you want to hear from me? Do you want me to keep sharing about the things that impact my business from kind of this high level emotional component? Do you want to hear some of the tools that I just can't live without? Like, for example, Grammarly, because for the life of me, I can't spell and I don't do grammar, so I need that spell check, and in this case, the grammar check. Share with me how I can help you. And if you also have a community or a podcast that you've connected with me and you're like, wow, she would probably love my stuff, I too, there is no such thing as too much connection in too many communities. I mean, yes, we can get involved in too much, but if there's something you're involved in that you'd like to invite me to be a part of, please go ahead and do it. Because honestly, we can get isolated in our offices here, and people It makes my world go round. And if you're similar, I'd love to connect. All right, Jocelyn Mozak signing off. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and I look forward to connecting with you on a more frequent basis now that the school year is starting to happen. See you, everybody. Bye.